Welcome to Financial Focus, brought to you by GulfCoast Financial Services founder and CEO, John Kirklandall. John and his team of financial, legal, and tax professionals have provided North Florida savers and investors sound, comprehensive financial guidance for over 25 years, helping you to achieve important life and planning goals. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net.
And welcome into the program. This is Financial Focus, brought to you by the best of the best in financial services, as named by the readers of the Lake City Reporter, 7 years and running the team from Gulf Coast Financial Services. Founder and CEO John Kirklandall here with us as always, providing the guidance, helping to clarify and uncomplicate the financial, the investment, and the retirement planning world. And really, John, a lot of people do have planning on their minds this time of year. A lot of financial questions, want to get that plan put together. So top of mind, and it's a great time to remind people kind of who you are and that you're here to help and assist.
Well, thank you, Peter. Yeah, that's right. You know, the first of the year is a great time to set out what you're going to do for the rest of the year. And, you know, as it's a great year for us because we're entering our 30th year of financial instruments and financial planning here in Lake City, Florida. And I'm entering my 50th year in the financial industry. So 20 years in banking, 30 years in this, been around, seen most of it, and done it all.
Wow. Yeah. So you talking about an experienced, qualified advice giver and resource. John, your team there at Gulf Coast Financial Services fit that bill and have seen and done a lot in that time.
Well, we have, Peter. And one of the things that's really amazed me is the advances in planning that we have come about in the last 4 or 5 years. I can go back to when we got started, and I see what we had available to us, and it was so antiquated to what we have today, and the way that we are working. It's kind of like, you know, when you first got your first computer, you were on WordPerfect, and you had that program, and you were CD backslashing to get into it. And now, you know, you got Windows, you got Microsoft Office and Excel. So it's just that's the difference. That's 100% change.
Good memory. Word perfect. I had not thought about that in a long time. And the C:// backslash and the dot matrix printer with the two reels on the side. And my dog loved that thing, and she would go crazy every time that we printed a page and the sheets would start spitting out. And the dog ate my homework was actually a real excuse in my house. So,
oh yeah, or coming into the office when you had your fax machine and all the paper was all over the floor, right?
Yeah. They tried to do their best to limit junk spam faxes, but I think that may still be a thing. I haven't had a physical fax machine. Email has made that kind of a thing of the past, or at least a lot less used. But John, as somebody is talking to you, 50 years in financial services, 30 years specifically in the planning sector of financial services, helping people with their retirement plans and their investment accounts, there are probably some questions that you hear pretty often during that time and during those conversations. Are there any that come to mind as far as like very frequent, commonly asked questions that you could address here with us on the program?
Well, you know, Peter, I think that the big question is, am I going to run out of money? And am I going to be able to retire and live the lifestyle I want without having to sacrifice more than I am sacrificing now? And so that, to me, is a very common question. And it's also the most gratifying for us when we're able to demonstrate that, you know, hey, we put this plan together. This is where you are. This is how much you said you need in retirement. And we factored in inflation, taxes, and all the different things. And we're able to say, hey, you know, if you want to retire, you can retire now.
Mm-hmm. Ever have to give the other answer though? Hey, maybe we're not quite there. We need to keep working.
Well, yeah, that comes quite often too, because the other side of that coin is is that somebody hasn't saved enough. They've, had some life events, children, et cetera, that needed money or needed to be helped out. And so it's forced them to have to work longer or either cut back on their lifestyle. But, the one thing that we like to do here at Gulf Coast is we like to do what we call holistic planning. We like to look at the entire package. We like to be involved in the major events of our clients' lives, because the one thing that I am very happy that we do here is the tax planning. Mm-hmm. So we try to look at how much your Social Security is going to be taxed, how much your IRMA will be if you make too much income on your Medicare. We take all that into consideration, and we try to help people stay within those tax boundaries. It's great that we look at legacy planning, retirement planning, income planning, the whole 9 yards every time we deal with a client.
Sister company there, but under one roof, Gulf Coast Tax Advantage. And I would say
Mm-hmm.
that is also an advantage to your firm and the value that you have, and the value to the clients that you service, is that the financial and the tax viewpoint perspective is all in-house under one roof. That really is going to give us a better holistic picture. As you said, you strive to do that holistic planning.
Well, Peter, the one thing that makes it neat is because I'm so old and I'm on all the stuff that people are going to go through, and I'm facing all the problems that they're going to have to face, that, a couple of years ago, we decided that we needed to start the tax practice. And the reason we did that was that when a client called me and said, John, I'm going to pay my house off, or I'm going to buy a car for my kids, or I'm going to do this or that, we could really quickly look at their tax situation, because we have their tax returns in office, and we could make a decision and show them how much taxes it's going to cost them. Buying the purchase and taking the money out of your account's one thing. The second thing, how much am I going to have to pay in taxes to do that? Or is there another way I can do it?
It's not old, it's experienced, John. You are experienced. Is that though one of your motivations? You are having to deal with a particular issue yourself. You see that it's an issue that you are having to deal with. So obviously we need to find a proactive way to help others deal with similar issues.
Well, Peter, the thing is that when I was coming along, when I made my decision to take my Social Security, when I made my decision to do different things in my retirement, even though I'm still working, it affects everything I do. I wish I'd have had somebody I could have gone to and said, okay, when should I take Social Security? How much is it going to cost me if I take it now? Do I really need to take it now? How much is my Medicare going to cost? How do I stay within the ranges? Because we got a 5.9%, I think it was, increase in our Social Security check last year, but then the government took away 14.6%. So, they took away more than they gave us
for the Medicare Part B premiums.
Yeah, the Medicare Part B premium, and those premiums will go up forever. So it would have helped me if I was on a tight budget and I could have held off a couple of years to get more money on my Social Security. So I like being able to tell people that I've done this. This is what happened to me. This is why I did it wrong. Now let me help you do it right.
Well, we want to learn from the mistakes of others, right? Smart people learn from their own mistakes, but that is not a luxury that we have in retirement. So it's good that you've had the experience personally to be able to help others navigate this. And as you said, the technology and the tools have advanced so far, and the types of strategies have also advanced with the times. We've really got a different set of circumstances and needs for retirees from their financial nest egg today than we did maybe 20 or 40 years ago. And so the planning, but as well, the tools and the technology have evolved to give us a better outcome when we do plan proactively.
Well, that's right. We have a lot better, a lot more arrows, as I like to say, in our quiver today because of the software and the technology. It cost us a lot of money to keep up with that, but we really think it's worth it. We want to make sure that we're able to help our clients. And, I got Belinda Gross, she just got married. She's our vice president and office manager. She's downstairs right now talking to a client and Social Security, trying to make sure they understand that they don't qualify for the step up in Part B, that they really are at the basic level, and she'll stay on the telephone as long as it takes. That's what we try to do for our client. Give them the kind of service that they would expect if they were dealing with someone. We like to treat everybody like their family.
Well, I think we covered some of the questions that people have that may prompt them to work with a financial professional. When can I retire? How much does it take to retire? Can I make sure that I won't run out of money? But what you just said, John, I think that is the real value and importance of working with qualified, experienced professionals is that not only that can I help figure out the answers to those questions, but be an advocate for you on certain issues and maybe bring issues to light that we wouldn't even otherwise known about.
Well, that's right. That's what we want to do is we want to make you aware of it before it happens. And if it happens to you, then we want to be able to help you resolve it and not just accept it if we think there's a way we can help you improve it.
Do your clients call you when big issues come up, big purchases, big life-changing events, those kind of things?
A car for a client at Christmas one year for his wife. He didn't know how to get on the internet. We went on the internet. We found the best deal for him. He went and picked it up. She was very happy with her new car.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, we do things like that. I think it helps out.
They have the car commercials every year with the big bows on top of the Christmas cars. And I've always wondered who does that. So clients there at GulfCoast Financial Services do that with the help of John Kirklandall, as well as many other day-to-day, more regular activities, planning for lifestyle expenses. How do I pay the bills? Where does the money come from? What's the order of operations to withdraw from those accounts? How to maximize Social Security, incorporate that in with the plan. All of that is really mapping out that written retirement income plan.
Well, that's right, Peter. We had a situation last year where someone wanted to take out of their IRA. And before we did it, I said, look, let me run the tax situation. We ran the tax numbers. So that I thought was a great way to use the software, to use the analysis that we get and to help them save $4,000 in taxes.
There was an old commercial. I think it was Greyhound Bus. The tagline was leave the driving to us. I want to get somewhere. I don't want to drive. I'm going to leave the driving to Greyhound.
That's right.
Is that sort of, to put it in an analogy form, kind of you all do the driving or the worrying in some cases for your clients. They want to be able to live their lifestyle. They don't want to worry about that. They leave the worrying to you.
Well, we hope so. We just had a client that wanted to move to North Carolina. So we actually looked up the tax codes in North Carolina, figured out how much more it was going to cost them in taxes. And then, we put all that together in their new plan and figured out whether they could afford it or not. Now we have a new client in North Carolina, and we're happy about that.
Oh, fantastic. And then sometimes, John, you do planning reviews just to help savers and investors kind of identify the obstacles in their way, or if they have had underperformance or overexposure to market risks. Those kind of things are regular day-to-day activities there in the office at GulfCoast Financial Services.
Certainly, Peter. We want to be able to help people. Part of our goal is education. We want to make sure that everybody understands what they're in, what they have, and how it will affect their retirement portfolio going down the road. Well, you'd be surprised at the number of people. I've actually had a couple do this that think they have an annuity and they have a life insurance policy, or vice versa, because it wasn't explained to them. Or I had one situation where the beneficiary was an ex-husband and the new husband wasn't the beneficiary on an old life insurance policy.
That could make somebody kind of mad.
That could make them real mad.
Or happy, depends on who you are.
Yeah, I guess that depends on where the situation is. But the new husband wasn't very happy. And so we got that changed for him.
But you identified it ahead of time and got it fixed. That's
right.
A fixable oversight. Yeah. So are those the kind of things that you look for as you're doing reviews that indicate a solid financial plan and retirement plan? Is that those kind of things have not been overlooked, that those have been addressed and updated, and that we do have that plan in writing?
Well, with us, we like to do that because we want to look at all the beneficiaries. We want to do legacy planning. We want to make sure your estate documents are in order. Our goal is, like I said, it's holistic. We want to look at the whole package, everything, a portfolio, the estate documents, the tax, all that stuff at one time, and help you with it. And then we'll monitor it going forward.
We talked a couple weeks ago about this fantastic resource that you have available, the 2022 Financial and Retirement Planning Checklist. Five big topics on that, in investments, as well as income, and then taxes, and then healthcare and insurance, and then key events. If somebody goes through that and they've checked every box, probably a sign that they are in fairly decent financial shape. But if any one box has been left unchecked, kind of an indication that it's time to review and update the plan, right?
That's right. And that's what we want to do. We want to go through, we use a checklist like that when we deal with our clients, and also our prospects, our people coming in wanting help. So that's what we do, is try to check the boxes off as we go. And then we'll monitor that plan as we go forward.
Well, if you would like a copy of that 2022 Financial and Retirement Planning Checklist, just give a call to the team from GulfCoast Financial Services, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. And you can request that list to go over on your own time, or you can request a time to sit down with John or a member of the team there to go over the checklist and make sure that you have addressed each and every issue on the checklist, formulate the current plan, or review the current plan. Now, similar reviews, if you do sit down with the team and go through the planning review, the written strategy session, and get that written financially focused income plan, that kind of planning and work can easily go upwards of $1,000 to several thousands of dollars. But for radio, podcasts, listeners, and viewers, helping people make sure they have a plan, or just double check and give them a little pat on the back and confirmation that they have a solid plan in place. And again, ladies and gentlemen, the number to call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. Lots of people have taken you up on that offer, but John, still lots out there that may have not yet taken you up on that offer.
Be glad to help anybody out there, Peter. We really would. Before the show, we were talking about a couple of quotes.
Yeah. This fun list of money quotes. Yeah.
Yeah. And the one that came to mind when I was looking at the list was, our necessities never equal our wants. And how true is that? And especially in America, where, we have everything we want, but we want more. But Benjamin Franklin said that, back while he was alive. And I think it's amazing, that lesson, because a good mentor of mine from the bank days told me that, he said, John, I went to him and I said, I got an $8,000 raise. I'm going to go to one of our sister banks. And he said, John, let me explain something to you. Your lifestyle will equal your income.
Mm-hmm. I heard somebody speaking and they said, no matter how much somebody has, it's always not enough. And so it's all relative and in perspective, but whatever it is that you have, you always want more. It's never enough. And I guess that's just human nature to some extent. And a good testament to that, John, I recently looked back over my Social Security statement and my earnings history, and I've seen that income go up over the decades. But the lifestyle seems to always go ahead and chew up whatever increases that there were in the income. I liked the quote from Sir John Templeton: the 4 most dangerous words in investing are, "This time it's different." Oh, yeah. I thought that was especially pertinent, looking at all of kind of the crazy get rich quick schemes that are out there. That's what came to mind when I read that one.
Well, you get those emails every day. I do. buy this software, do this package, invest this way, invest that way. The market's tanking. The market's going to go. It's a bull market. There is no quick fix. I mean, it's a long, tedious thing. I liked it when Will Rogers says too many people spend the money they earn to buy things they don't really want to impress people they don't like.
That is the world we live in. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another financial guru, Joan Rivers, not really, but she said, people say that money is not the key to happiness, but I always figured if you have enough money, you can have a key made. Sounds like Joan.
Spoken like a true comedian.
Yeah.
But the real thing, and especially in America, we're so blessed and we have so many opportunities to do the right thing and to live right. That we squander it a lot of times with things that we don't need, things that we don't want. We buy things at the wrong time. It's, like getting the latest computer and then a new one comes out next week. I mean, or the new iPhone. I'm still on iPhone 10 and I think we got 14 or 15.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen any reason to buy another one. But, we always want to get the latest thing and the newest thing. But we have to figure out what's really important. We're not going to be able to work forever. And the government's not going to be able to support all of us.
Yeah.
And so we have to figure out a way to help ourselves in retirement. And that's what we really need to focus on.
Well, that's why the planning process is so important. And that's why the team from GulfCoast Financial Services make their time available. Been named best of the best in financial services 7 years straight by the Lake City Reporter readers. If you would like an opportunity to come in, speak to them and find out why and have more confidence in your financial path and progress because you've got that plan in place, pick up the phone and give a call. 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. Not quite ready to come in, but still would like some of the resources and a great way to sort of check up on your financial progress. Give a call and request the 2022 Financial and Retirement Planning Checklist. It's a great thing to go over on your own time. And if any boxes are left unchecked, then it's time to call and certainly come in. That'll tell you why specifically you need to speak with and sit down and review your progress with experienced qualified professionals like what they have there at Gulf Coast Financial Services and Gulf Coast Tax Advantage. 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. John, any other quotes to send us out?
Well, I always liked the one that actually it was Joan said, I was smart enough to know to get through go through any door that opened. So, I think that's true. If the door opens for you, we need to go through it. If you're sitting on the fence, now's the time. Don't procrastinate. We start the first of the year. We got the whole year to put money into these accounts and work them. It's a great time to do what we need to do. Think about going through that door today and giving us a call and letting us help you get your financial future under control.
Absolutely. A great additional word of motivation there from John Kirkendall. Procrastination is not progress, ladies and gentlemen. Pick up the phone, give a call. Gulf Coast Financial Services there to help and assist you make wise, well thought through, educated, informed decisions. 386-755-9018. 386-755-9018, online at gulfcoastfinancial.net. And John, we always appreciate your time and guidance here on the program.
Thank you, Peter. Enjoyed it. Have a good week.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more financial focus by visiting gulfcoastfinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kirklandall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through GulfCoast Financial Services Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. GulfCoast Financial Services Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities Inc. or Kovac Advisors Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions.